What's going on, everyone? Badger here. Make sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. Well, here you go. We're getting it. We're getting it. I think I pretty much called the reaction to the Avatar series what it was going to be. First group of people, they just wanted it to be better than the movie, and anything, as long as it was better than the movie, was going to be all right with them. All right. A lot of those people, by the way, were like, oh, stop. I want a second and third. Well, you're getting it. So now you can STFU and let us try and make it better for these second and third ones. The second half of people, they're the ones that they wanted God tier. They wanted it to be exactly as good, if not better than the animated. And well, we know those were the people that weren't too happy with the changes made here. And then the third people, and that's, I think, just the complete normies. They didn't know anything about anything. They just wanted something entertaining. And I think moreover, the normies liked this show. The normies also like Halo. So again, it's a pretty low bar. I'm somewhere in between the first two groups. Yeah, I wanted it to be better than the movies. And I did not think they would ever reach the heights of the animated, but I thought they would at least try. And with a lot of it, Albert Kim, the showrunner, I just think he got lazy and he didn't want to do the work, because from Sokka's sexism to some of the other things, it was just, when it came right down to it, his excuse was, well, we tried to remain true to the spirit of it, but it just didn't translate. And that's where it's like, well, that was your job. It was your job to translate it, to adapt it to live action, to translate it to live action, and to make it work in live action. And there's a couple of times where they could have done it, as proven by how well they adapted some very complicated things later on in the series, that they just ignored because it was too hard for them. And also, they need to work on putting back in some of those smaller moments that bond Sokka, Aang, and Katara, because again, the three main people I think are the weakest parts of the show. Aside from that, and everyone I think will agree that the dialogue needs a lot of work. But I mean, here we go, 2 minutes in, deadline. I mean, obviously, you can see it here. Avatar: The Last Airbender renewed for 2 seasons, and of course, the original Netflix animated was only 3 seasons. So, book 1, 2, 3, live action series will be concluded with Season 3. Avatar: The Last Airbender, the anime-inspired live-action series, will be able to tell the story of the 4 nations, water, earth, fire, air, after Netflix renewed it for a further 2 seasons. The streamer has handed the show a 2-season renewal order to conclude the story of Aang's journey to become the Avatar. It comes after the show premiered on Netflix on February 22nd and recorded 41.1 million views in its first 11 days, topping its TV list for the last 2 weeks and being on track to enter its top 10 most watched list over its first 3 months. Yeah, if you didn't know anything about it, like I said, if you were that normie part, and again, I'm not using normie most of the time. When I say normie, I don't mean it as a pejorative or an insult. I just mean is you go to work, you go to school, you pay your bills, you pay your taxes, you go and you get a couple hours to entertain yourself with, maybe play a game, maybe watch a TV show, maybe you watch a movie. That's what I mean by normie. Other than that, you don't sit there reading up the news and reading all the comics and watching a bunch of obscure things. So that's the, and that is, it's very successful, I think, to that audience, of people that just wanted something new. The series comes from Rideback, whose boss, Dan Lin, an executive producer on the series, was recently named Netflix's new film chief. Oh, I wonder if that has something to do with it also, replacing Scott Stuber. Albert Kim is the showrunner, having replaced original creators. Yeah, and again, the original creators, as though he liked to say they left on their own accord. It's like, well, they left on their own accord because you had more clout and you overruled them and you kept changing things they didn't want to be changed. And I think a lot of people, including myself, when we saw just how much lesser, how much thinner of a character Sokka and even Katara is, and some of the other ones, some of the removed story elements and worked around story elements, Kyoshi warriors, they just don't work as well as they did. And that's not because it doesn't translate well in live action, it's because you didn't put the work into it. And that's, you got your book 2 and 3, put the fucking work into it, adapt it. I don't want to hear out of your mouth it didn't translate well. That's what you're there for. Translate it well. It's not clear how many episodes will be produced for season 2 and 3. Season 1 features 8 episodes. Yeah, I mean, I think you could bump that up to 10 hour-long episodes. Just don't cut anything out. Adapt it the right way. Avatar: The Last Airbender. And of course, if you didn't know this, it takes place in a world that is divided into 4 nations: the Water Tribe, Earth Kingdom, Fire Nation, and Air Nomads. Benders are people that have the ability to detect. I read this like you guys all know. I know for a fact, I know people that have no idea what the hell Avatar: The Last Airbender is. May or not be my mother that watches the channels, but mommy, Avatar: The Last Airbender takes place in a world that's divided into 4 nations: the Water Tribe, the Earth Kingdom, the Fire Nation, and the Air Nomads. And benders can like telekinetically manipulate it, and it's like really cool, and you should watch it. Okay, there, I did it for Mama Badger. The 4 nations once lived in harmony, and I'm not going to spoil it anymore. You get the idea. It's worth a watch. Probably go watch the animated cartoon first. It's way better, but yeah. The casting was fine. And again, I highlight Daniel Day Kim as Fire Lord Ozai. I hot take or not, I think he was better than the animated version. Certainly better than Mark Hamill as the role. And yeah, and again, Prince Zuko, really good job. And the guy that did Uncle Iroh, I very much liked his performances. So Kim and Lin executive produce alongside these people that I'm not going to say their names, and there you go. I guess they did at least learn a little bit from One Piece, a little bit. It's time to go the full way now. Maybe, if I could be so bold, how about you reach back out to the original creators, say you're sorry, and bring them back on as consultants, and then actually listen to this time. That would be great. And they did say here, if we get another season, then we will certainly have those things. Talking about the things that they filmed but didn't make it. If we get another season, they will certainly have those things, because I know that we missed now, and I know how to do a better second time. Right. Well, that's always the rub. The animated series is a really good guide for where the show can go. It should have been a good guide for where you should have gone in the first season, but there it is. So everyone complaining, because I can see them in the comments. I see you in the comments talking about, this one's it's better. Who cares if it's better than the first movie? Okay, well, that wasn't a low bar, and it successfully beat that bar. So now can we have a little bit of higher standards? Can we have a little bit more? All the people, it's a kids show. First of all, the kids show did a lot of adult themes better than this did. From death, yes, to violence, to sexuality, to everything in a kids show was done better. You made Suki into a thirst trap in this one compared to the nuance of her and Sokka in the cartoon show. So I don't want to hear that dumb shit. And yeah, let's hold these to a little bit of a higher standard, because if you mess up Toph, Mr. Tech Rat is going to come find you, and not just in Minecraft. So do it right. Let me know what you think of this. Are you happy they're getting a book 2 and 3? I didn't really think it was in doubt. I thought they were always going to get it, just because of that normie audience that I knew was going to, really at least show up to watch more than the Rings of Power normie audience did. So yeah, let me know what you think of this in the comments. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you've done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And well.
Bye.